symbol of the client. And of the guys, please not applause, this is... When I was mayor, I used my mobile to fight the very important problem in my city, the people who doesn't pay the ticket in the buses. I was very proud for that, because it's a great challenge. The problem in a city are obviously the great ideas and the great problems, but also very concrete. The holes in the roads, the cleanness on the streets, and obviously the people who decide don't pay the ticket in the buses. When I present this great innovation first in Italy, okay, we can pay, finally, the ticket with the mobile. 95% of journalists present in press conference for the first time use expression very positive. Oh, great, finally, it's a great idea. Good idea. Good, Mr. Mayor. Only one journalist, 5%, told me, excuse me, Mr. Mayor, this is not an innovation. If you stay in Kenya, there is a technological innovation, M-Pesa, for example, who is very better than you. Because you pay the ticket for the bus, okay? But in Kenya, with M-Pesa, you can pay not only the buses, but also a lot of things. So, I hate your country in that moment, because I'm really happy for the results of my administration, and I was quickly destroyed by this journalist. But this example is important for me to give a message. The technology could be a great asset for you. So it's important to continue to ODA and international development cooperation, and we increase the money on this field. But at the same time, you have the possibility, using the brain, using the innovation, to come back with more determination than the other parts around the world. And I think this is exactly the great challenge today. We live in an interconnected world in which no region is an island. Your challenges and our challenges and your achievement are our achievements. We live in a global society in which all you need is a simple device, such as a mobile phone to connect to a web, and the relation to span of thousands of kilometers and different cultures. But the problem is nobody could supply the physical relation. I'm very happy for 2 million of people who follow me on Twitter, or for 80,100 people who are my friends on Facebook. But for my quality of life, the problem is maintain my real friends, the friends of my past, who are fortunately the friends of my present, and I'm sure also my future. Because the new world offers a lot of opportunities to be friends of 80,000 people around the world, 2 million on Twitter. But you can use those opportunities with the traditional values. This is the point. And this is the point for which universities are more important than political powers to build a new world. Obviously, the decision was in the parliament, will be in the parliament also for the future. This is a value. But I think if you use universities, a place in which link together education, culture, and development, today we can build a different world, stronger than the past. So I think this is the symbol for which they attacked a university. They attacked a museum. Because they know where is our strong power. Is the university, is in the culture, is in our identity. And I think for this reason, the next challenger of our cooperation between governments and between people is obviously support the projects for NGO, especially in the sanitation and the rural development sector, but obviously continue in the Kenya-Italy Data for Development program, obviously to encourage the bilateral relation. I think the great possibility in renewable energies, in the innovation technologies, in the new strategies for the future of this country. But the most important thing is invest in the new generation. And let me be very clear, particularly in the women generation. It's not a question regarding only Africa. My country, for the first time, decided to invest in a government with the great presence of women. Some women today in Italy are the leader of most important public companies. The president of ENI, of Poste, are women. But the problem is not simply the role of responsibilities, it's the message. Fight against the attacks to women around the world. Every day I think about the young girls in the hands of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Every day we think about the problems of a lot of women around the world, but also at the same time invest in a different world in which the women role could be crucial to create a different approach. So, let me conclude. The world around us, it's a great world. 25 years ago, the President of the United States could access to less information to students of the University of Nairobi today. If you use mobile, today you have more information, you have potentially more information than the President of the United States 25 years ago. It's incredible, huh? It's really incredible, but it's true. The problem is not the information. The problem is the ability to read those information, to use the intelligence and the brain to choose the information, to use your intelligence and quality to invest in a different way. The problem is not the technical instrument. The problem is the ability of human being to be able to use technical instruments. For this reason, the education is the key for the future. The universities are the frontiers, not the borders, the frontiers. There is a difference in Italian language between frontiers and borders. Borders block, frontiers open. The new frontiers are the possibility to build a different strategy for the future. But we need a different way for the people who try to change the world. And I think if we will be able to use those information, those new technologies, to try to maintain the values of the past with a new approach for the future, we'll be honest with our history. The history of my country is a great history. Not only for the ancient Rome, for the Renaissance, but for the contribution to history of the world of the great spirit of the past, the great painters, the great sculptors, the great architects, the great philosophers. A lot of people lived in Italy to have in Italy the opportunity to use the brain to change the world. Now it's time for you. But because you are able to be that, you must choose between fear and courage. Nelson Mandela, in the speech on the occasion of the Youth Day in 1996 in Petersburg, in the 20th anniversary of Soweto uprising, 1976, said a great expression. This nation owes you a clear policy and practical measures to ensure that youth contributes to and benefits from our new democracy. The working youth is critical to our future. You have the energy to lead the nation. Only as a united youth and united people shall we be able to reconstruct our land and create an environment where there shall be a better life for all. Heroism is required in even greater measure today. The area is to build, to learn, to improve skills and unite the nation. The future is in your hands. Build it off hard work today. When I explain to my children the history of Nelson Mandela, they don't believe me. It was a very particular moment, not very ideal. Before the championship in the soccer 2010 in South Africa, reading a publication, publishing about the soccer team, the soccer match, my first boy said, "Who is that man, Nelson Mandela?" And I had the great opportunity to shake hand with Mandela when I was mayor. So I gave an answer very emotional to my children. It's a great man. He spent 27 years of life in a prison for an ideal, for a fight. The reaction of my children, 27 years in jail for an ideal. It's a film, it's a movie. No, please, don't smile. I smile as you, obviously. Don't smile. The new generation don't believe possible that. And our responsibility is give an education. It's possible to risk the life for an ideal. But the quote of this great man is not remember the past, not try a revenge, not try to give an answer to the people who decide for 27 years to left him in the jail. No, it's give a message of hope for the future. It gives a possibility to help our young people. My dear friends, I think this is also the message who come from Garissa. Your colleagues are died, but the responsibility today is in your hands. The responsibility to create a new world focused on the ideal of values and courage is in your hands. The choice is between fear and courage. The choice is between revenge and hope. And I think today is time for everyone to build a different world. But to build a different world, the only way is maintain in our hearts the past and build the future. And so, be brave and think big. Don't let